What if everything you believed about your life was a lie? Imagine being told since birth that you're blind, only to discover years later that someone close to you had been hiding the truth. This is the shocking story of a billionaire's daughter, a secret her family tried to bury, and the new maid who uncovered it all. Stick with me until the end of this story, and don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you never miss powerful stories like this one. Sophia Reynolds had grown up believing she was blind. From the moment she was old enough to understand words, her parents had gently told her, "Sweetheart, you can't see the world the way others do. But that doesn't make you any less special." Her father, Richard Reynolds, was one of the richest men in the country, the owner of luxury hotel chains, private jets, and sprawling estates across continents. Her mother, Eleanor, was the epitome of elegance and authority, her voice always calm but commanding. Sophia had every luxury money could buy, yet she lived in darkness, guided only by sound, touch, and imagination. Her parents told her stories about sunsets she could never see, gardens filled with roses she could only smell, and golden chandeliers she could only picture in her mind. She was raised in isolation, sheltered from the world, with private tutors and caretakers who treated her with delicate caution. Sophia's world was sound and silence, a prison disguised as love. But everything began to change the day Maria Alvarez arrived. Maria was a quiet woman in her early 30s, hired as a maid after the sudden departure of Sophia's longtime caretaker. Unlike the others, Maria didn't treat Sophia like porcelain. She didn't speak to her in exaggerated tones or constantly remind her of what she couldn't do. Instead, Maria encouraged her independence. She would place objects in Sophia's hands and say, "Tell me what you think this is. Feel its shape, its weight. You'll figure it out." Sophia found herself laughing more with Maria than she had in years. Weeks passed, and Sophia began noticing strange things, moments that didn't make sense for someone who was supposed to be blind. One morning, Maria was cleaning the dining room when Sophia walked in. The maid accidentally dropped a silver spoon, and Sophia flinched before it even hit the marble floor. Another time, while Maria was folding laundry, she saw Sophia hesitate and reach her hand toward a brightly colored scarf as though she were drawn to it. Maria's heart pounded. Could it be possible? Could Sophia actually see? Maria didn't speak of her suspicions at first. The Reynolds family was intimidating. Eleanor in particular kept a sharp eye on every interaction between her daughter and the staff. "Do your job and nothing more," she had warned Maria on her first day. But Maria couldn't ignore what she was witnessing. She decided to test Sophia gently, in ways that wouldn't raise suspicion. One evening, Maria placed a vase of red roses on Sophia's nightstand. When she came back later, she asked, "Do you smell the roses, Miss Sophia?" Sophia hesitated. "Yes, I smell them, but, Maria, I think I see something too. It's like a shadow of red. Am I imagining that?" Maria's breath caught in her throat. "No, sweetheart," she whispered. "I don't think you're imagining it." The days that followed were filled with secret experiments. Maria would quietly move objects around the room to see if Sophia reacted. She did, consistently. If Maria placed a book on the floor, Sophia would avoid stepping on it. If Maria waved her hand, Sophia's eyes followed. The truth was undeniable. Sophia could see. Maybe not perfectly, but she was not blind. Maria knew she had to confront Sophia's parents, but something deep inside warned her to wait. Why would two powerful, intelligent parents lie to their own daughter about something as serious as blindness? What were they hiding? Maria decided to dig deeper. She began by speaking carefully with Sophia about her childhood. "Did you ever see flashes of light when you were younger? Shapes?" she asked. Sophia nodded slowly. "Yes, but every time I told my parents, they said it was my imagination. They said blind people sometimes trick themselves into thinking they see things." Maria clenched her fists. This was no accident. Someone had deliberately conditioned Sophia to believe she was blind. Maria took her investigation further. She befriended one of the older maids, Clara, who had been with the Reynolds family for decades. One night, after a glass of wine, Clara whispered something that confirmed Maria's worst fears. "That poor girl," Clara sighed. "She wasn't born blind. When she was a baby, the doctors said she had weak eyesight, but with treatment, she could live normally. But Mrs. Reynolds, she refused. She wanted her daughter dependent, quiet, obedient. Mr. Reynolds never argued. He cares about appearances more than the truth. Maria's blood ran cold. This wasn't just neglect, it was a calculated decision to keep Sophia in the dark, literally and figuratively. Why? The answer soon revealed itself. Eleanor had always dreamed of controlling the Reynolds fortune. Richard adored his daughter, but if Sophia grew independent, she might challenge her mother's dominance in the family. Keeping Sophia, blind, guaranteed Eleanor's control. Maria now faced a terrible choice. If she exposed the truth, she risked losing her job, or worse. The Reynolds were powerful, with influence that reached far beyond their mansion gates. But if she stayed silent, she would be complicit in Sophia's suffering. Maria looked at Sophia, who trusted her with a childlike innocence, and made her decision. She would help the girl see, not just with her eyes, but with the truth. Secretly, Maria began taking Sophia outside more often. "Let's walk in the garden," she would suggest. Sophia loved these moments, and with each outing, she confessed to Maria the strange shadows and colors she experienced. "It's getting clearer," Sophia whispered one afternoon. "When the sun is bright, I feel like I can see the outline of the trees." "Is that real?" Tears welled up in Maria's eyes. "Yes, it's real. You're seeing more than you've been told." The turning point came one stormy night. A thunderclap shook the mansion, and lightning illuminated the sky. Sophia gasped. "Maria, I saw it." A flash, bright and white. Maria grabbed her hands, trembling with joy. "You're not blind, Sophia. You never were." Sophia's world shattered and rebuilt itself in that single moment. She demanded answers from her parents the next morning. Richard and Eleanor exchanged a glance, their calm masks cracking. "Darling, you must be confused," Eleanor said smoothly. "It's impossible." But Sophia's voice trembled with newfound strength. "No, Mother. I've been lied to all my life. And I want to know why." The confrontation spiraled into chaos. Richard tried to pacify Sophia, while Eleanor's face hardened. "You were never meant to know," Eleanor finally hissed. "You're fragile, weak. The world is too harsh for you. I did what was best." Sophia shook her head. "No, you did what was best for you." From that day on, nothing was the same. Sophia demanded medical treatment, supported by Maria, who became her closest ally. Doctors confirmed the truth. Sophia's eyesight had always been impaired, but it was treatable. With proper care, she could see almost fully. Eleanor's manipulations were exposed, and Richard, faced with the shame of his silence, finally sided with his daughter. It was not an easy journey. Therapy, surgeries, and rehabilitation tested Sophia's endurance. But with Maria's encouragement, she embraced every challenge. Slowly, the darkness lifted. For the first time, Sophia saw her reflection in a mirror. She touched her face and sobbed. "So this is me." Years later, Sophia stood at the head of her father's empire, a powerful young woman who had taken control of her destiny. Eleanor had faded into obscurity, her schemes undone. Richard, humbled and remorseful, became a quieter presence, watching his daughter with pride and regret. And Maria, she remained by Sophia's side, not as a maid, but as a trusted friend, her chosen family. Sophia often told her story to inspire others. "I was raised in darkness," she would say, "but the truth set me free." Never let anyone define your limits. Sometimes, the people closest to you are the ones keeping you blind. But there will always be someone brave enough to show you the light. If this story moved you, don't let it end here. Share it with someone who needs to be reminded that truth and courage can overcome even the darkest lies. And remember, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and join our community of powerful stories that inspire hope, justice, and strength. Your support keeps these stories alive.